Very good evening, first of all. Okay. So tomorrow, I think tonight we can arrange the benches, ra? So, and one more AC also. Don't think about it. Now, so we are in basic concepts chapter, right? Okay. So first we discussed, okay, just overall, I think 2 or 3 days we don't have any class last. That's why we can discuss one by one again, ra? Just revision only. So what we discussed first, who have an power to levy the taxes. Then after, two article numbers we referred. What are the two article numbers, ma? 265 and 240. Okay, next one. Sources or components of income tax law. Totally 5 sources related. One by one we discussed. Next one. Yes, we started the charging section discussion. In charging section, every point also we discussed, and mainly we focused on the tax rates. If you want to calculate tax liability, we have to calculate the 3 components. The first one, income tax, surcharge, health and education cess. While calculating that income tax, special incomes related special tax rate, normal income related we can follow the any of the regimes, new or old. Next one. After completion of the total tax rates discussion and etc., yes, we started the discussion related to what, ma? Rebate. Rebate is available for whom? Only to the resident individual. Yes, under old regime. Under old regime. If his total income does not exceed 5 lakh, he can get the rebate. What is that amount of rebate, ma? Tax payable or 12,500, whichever is lower. But under 115 BAC or default tax regime or new regime, if the total income of the SSC, the SSC means here resident individual, does not exceed 12 lakh. So tax payable or 60,000. I think you know how we are arriving the 60,000 also. Please calculate the tax on 12 lakh by using 115 BAC rates. I think you know every 4 lakh 5% slab rate increases. There is a 25% slab or no slab. There is a 25% slab also. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, and one more thing. I think 115 BAC rates we discussed. In that I want to highlight one more. Above 24 lakh 30. Up to that we have an 5% rates are increased. Above 24, always how much amount of rate? 30. Next. Sir, if an SSC is a resident individual, he is following the 115 BAC, his total income more than 12 lakh. Can he get rebate? Yes. Directly or indirectly by using marginal relief concept? Indirectly by using marginal relief concept. Indirectly by using marginal relief concept. What are the steps we are required to follow? What is the total income? More than 7 lakh, please more than 12 lakh, please calculate. And next one, compute the income tax liability on total income. Yes, additional income and as well as tax liability. More than additional income if they are asking tax liability. That means step 2 is more than step 1. You earn just 15,000 excess, but they are asking 22,000 income tax. Now, can you tell me this is a burden for SSC or not? Yes. So that's why difference between these 2 steps only we can get it as an rebate. And I given one example also, you know already. After that we discussed about the rounding off of total income and rounding off of tax liability. What is the rule, ma? In last digit we have an 5 or more than 5. It should be rounded off to next multiple of 10. In tax computation process, first you should do rounding off of total income, and after calculation of tax liability, the tax liability also you should do rounding off. So next we discussed about the maximum marginal tax rate as well as what, ma? Average tax rate. So what do you mean by the maximum marginal tax rate? In Income Tax Act 1961, you have to follow some conditions like you have to submit the PAN, etc. If you are not submitted that, yes, you are required to pay the tax by using the maximum marginal tax rate in some sections. That's why we are discussing the, what do you mean by the maximum marginal tax rate? Maximum means highest. So highest income tax slab rate, highest surcharge, highest health and education. Next, average tax rate means nothing but what, ma? So average tax rate is equal to, yes, tax divided by total income into 100. Sir, in examination, they will give you, yes, 10 lakh tax is on 1 crore income. What is that average means? 10 lakh divided by 1 crore into 100. Next, revenue receipt and capital receipt discussion is also over. Now, so 7th point is also over. Now we can start the 8th one. Any idea about 8th one, Ra? Marginal relief. Very important concept, ma. Maybe you can expect this as an 7-mark question also. Okay, if they want to test marginal relief concept, yes, they can ask. Ra. Shall we? Now, in fresh space, I want to start, ma. What is that concept? Marginal relief. Okay, with the help of example, we can decode the total marginal relief concept. Ma. Okay, please use the calculator and try to solve also. Okay, first, I want to give you the two cases, ma. Case 1 as well as case 2. First, we can concentrate on the case 1. First, we can concentrate on the case 1. Mr. A having 42 years of age. 42 years of what, ma? Yes. And the total income. What is that? Total income. Yes. Rupees 50 lakhs. Yes, he is following the old regime. Yes, he is following the old tax regime. So now I want to calculate the tax liability. Shall you do? Shall we do, Ra? Yes. So please try to calculate the tax liability in detailed way. What is that basic exemption limit if an SSE having the 42 years of age, 2,50,000, because we are following the old regime. If I am given the 115 BAC, your decision must be changed. Basic exemption limit 4 lakh. Now 0 to 2.5 lakh. How much, ma? Nil. Super. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. Yes, what is the rate we are going to apply? 5% on 2,50,000. How much, ma? 12,500. Next, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Yes, what is the rate, ma? 20%. Yes, that is 1 lakh. Yes, ma? Above 10 lakh. How much? Above 10 lakh, how much income we have, ma? 40 lakh. 40 lakh into what rate, ma? 30%. Yes, 12 lakh. Am I correct, ma? Yes, total income tax liability. Please calculate and tell me. How much? 13 lakh, 12,500. Super. And you have to add surcharge. You have to add what, ma? Surcharge. But unfortunately, no need to add surcharge. When we can add the surcharge, ma? If total income of an individual exceeds 50 lakh. Now, no need to add surcharge means, okay, what is that? Final income tax plus surcharge 13 lakh 12,500. Plus, last step in tax computation, we are required to add the health and education cess, that is an 52,500. I have an answer, that's why I am copying quickly. Okay. Now, please let me know what is that amount, ma? 13,65,000. So this is an answer we got. Okay. Can I give the second case, ma? Yes, sir. I'm copying the first case. If possible, you can also do copy. Aunakka. Next, just what is the change we are going to made in this case to, instead of 50 lakh, please take only how much amount, ma? 51 lakh. And please calculate tax liability also. Okay. Tell me, ma. You can also use the tab star. Can you tell me where we haven't changed, ma? Here we have to make change. Yes, ma. How much amount, ma? 12,30,000. So total how much amount you will get? 13,42,500. And surcharge we have to apply. So how much, ma? 10% on 13,42,500. Remember, surcharge always required to be applied on income tax liability. Correct, ma? Surcharge rate is 10%, that is required to be applied on income tax liability. How much? 1,34,250 total. 14,76,000. 14,76,007. Yes, add health and education says 59,070. Yes, 15,35,820, right? Okay. Now, here 4% is applied on what, ma? 14,76,750. So what is that additional income we earn in the both the cases, ma? 1 lakh. What is that additional income we earn in the both the cases? 1 lakh. Because of this additional income earning, yes, just 1 lakh. What is that additional tax we are required to pay? Yes, sir. What is that additional tax we are going to pay? So 1,70,820. So can I ask one thing, Ra? Instead of paying the extra over the 1 lakh, 50 lakh related tax we can pay. And this 1 lakh also I will give it to the government. This is only better. 50 lakh related tax I will pay. And excess over 50 lakh, whatever I earn, I will give it to whom? Department. So, okay, sir, if they are asking the tax on 51 lakh, yes, additional income and additional tax, if you compare, this is a huge loss to whom? SSC. And this is a definitely burden to the SSC. In order to provide the relief to that burdens, they are introduced that what? Marginal relief. So why this difference is came? Only because of super akka. Only because of what? Surcharge. Now, because of surcharge impositions, whenever you have an additional tax is more than additional income, then you will get a concept of marginal relief. Because of which reason we have a marginal relief concept? Surcharge. Students are confusing between the rebate and the relief. Rebate is for the poor persons. Yes, that too, resident individuals only can get the rebate. So while they are making the payment of tax liability, they can get the rebate. So then while coming to that marginal relief, SSC having some burden because of increasing the surcharge rate. Up to 50 lakh, no surcharge. Just the end 1 lakh more than 50 lakh. That's why you are required to pay the 10% of the income tax liability as an surcharge. This is a burden. So in order to provide the relief to that burden, we have a concept of what? Marginal relief. Okay, now how we can provide the burden and all the things we can discuss one by one. Shall we? Yes. In examination, how they will give you the questions, I will tell you. After that, you can write it down. Copy it. Yes, sir. Example. So now I am explaining the marginal relief concept. Remember? Yes. Mr. A, how many years of age? Is 42 years. Having total income. How much? 51 lakh. 50 lakh means there is no issue. In case of 51 lakh only, yes, there is an burden for this SSC while making the payment of tax. That's why they are providing the marginal relief. So that's why we can calculate. How much? 51 lakh. Now, for previous year, what is it previous year? 25, 26. Next, so they are asking the compute tax liability of Mr. A for assessment year 26-27. Assume, sir, here which tax rates? Yes, that is only I am given as an assumption. Assume SSC, that is an Mr. A, exercised, yes ma, exercised the option given under section 115 BAC subsection 6. Means what, ma? He exercised that option means he shifted out or opted out from the defaulted tax regime. Means he is following normal rates. Yes, sir. Option given under which section, ma? Section 115 BAC subsection 6. So if you exercise that option means what will happen, ma? You are following the old rates, normal tax rates or optional tax rates. Yes. Means you are following the normal tax rates. Shall we calculate the tax liability? Yes, here remember they are asking tax liability only. They are not giving any word of marginal relief in this question. So tax liability computation means you will go 0 to 2.5 lakh, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, above 10 lakh, and you can add the such as. Already we calculated how much we have. 15 lakh, 35,820. It is not correct. Yes, by way of looking the question itself, you need to know about, yes, here for SSC, there is a burden because of surcharge rates. Now we have to provide the relief. Sir, how we can know, sir, by seeing the question itself? Yes, we have a basic limits for surcharge. For individual, when we can levy the surcharge on individuals, ma? If total income crosses 50 lakh. Next, ma? 1 crore. Next, 2 crores. That is only in case of 115 BAC. But in case of normal regime or normal rates, 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. But in the hands of domestic company, please let me know, 1 crore, 10 crore. Foreign company, 1 crore, 10 crore. Partnership firm, 1 crore. That means these are the limits. I am calling it as an basic limits for surcharge. Basic limits for surcharge. Over and above the basic limits, if you earn 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. What is that, ma? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. Shortcut only, just I am saying. Definitely, here SSC earning how much over the basic limits for surcharge, ma? 1 lakh. So definitely here SSC can get the marginal relief. So that's why please calculate the tax liability by using the below mentioned steps only. Generally, sir, I want to calculate in this way. Yes, if you calculate it also, you will get a wrong tax liability only. If an SSC is eligible for marginal relief, then we have to calculate the tax liability under marginal relief steps, ma. Shall we calculate? Yes. Solution. Yes, ma. Solution. Shall we start, Ra? Yes. First, give the heading, ma. Computation of tax liability. Computation of tax liability. Computation of tax liability of Mr. A for which assessment year, ma? For assessment year 25-26. Sorry. 26-27. Now, yes, basic declaration we have to do, ma. Particulars. And another column is what, ra? Amount. Particulars and another column is what, ma? Amount. Particulars and another column is nothing but what, ma? Amount. Now, first step. Step 1. Step 1. Whatever I am saying, please follow that, ra. Step 1. Tax on total income including surcharge. What is that? Tax on total income including surcharge. Tax on total income including surcharge. So now we are required to calculate tax on how much, ma? 51 lakh. Yes, already we know and we calculated it also. 51 lakh related tax liability including surcharge only. Don't add health and education cess. Why, ma? Health and education cess is the last step in tax computation. After given the marginal relief, in last step we can add the health and education cess. That's why including surcharge, how much, ma? 14,76,750. Okay, we have, that's why we directly substituted here. But if not, you have to calculate here itself. What is that, ma? 14,76,750. Now, step 2. Tax on basic limits. Basic limits for surcharge. Sir, in this question, what is the basic limit? 50 lakhs. Tax on basic limits for surcharge, including tax on basic limits, including what, ma? Surcharge. If applicable, yes, please calculate the along with the surcharge. And next, already we given the one promise. Yes, we said that we can pay the tax on how much, ma? 50 lakh. We can pay the tax on 50 lakh. And over and above whatever we earned, that 1 lakh we want to give it to the department only. So we are ready to pay tax on 50 lakh. And additional amount I want to give it to whom? Department only. Instead of paying the 1,70,820 additional tax, I am ready to pay the excess amount of income over the basic limits to whom? Government. So that's why here, what is that? The amount we are required to add, ma? Extra amount over, please, extra amount over basic limits. Extra amount over basic limits. Clear? Now, shall we calculate the tax on how much amount here? Tax on 50 lakh. Yes, but 50 lakh related only income tax ma, no need to add surcharge. Even though the question saying that, a step saying that including surcharge, 50 lakh exceeding only we have to add surcharge. But here no need to add surcharge. Plus, what is that excess income ma? 1 lakh. We want to give it to the department. Sir, this is only whose capability to pay tax ma? SSC capability, this is only. But you are expecting how much amount tax on 51 lakh? 14 lakh 76,000. So that means simply I can say it is an department expectation. Whose expectation ma? Department expectation. Yes, simple language we can say this is a department expectation. Yes, it is correct only. Why? Yes, you are required to pay the income tax. Then after surcharge. Then after health and education says they are expecting this much of amount of tax from you, but you haven't capability. So this is an whose capability ma? SSC capability. What is that SSC capability ma? Please calculate and tell me total. Yes, sir. This is an SSC capability. Can you tell me first what is that amount of tax on 50 lakh ma? 13 lakh 12,500. So you can pay 13 lakh 12,500 plus what ma? 1 lakh. All together we are ready to pay. How much you will get here? So if totally combine 14 lakh 12,500. Sir, remember, more than my capability they are asking or not? Yes, it is a burden or not ma? Yes. So here burden we removed by using that which point? Marginal relief. Yes, when we can provide the marginal relief, if step 1 is more than step 2, yes, we can calculate the marginal relief. Step 1 minus step 2. What is the step 1 minus step 2 ma? Please calculate and tell me. I think you can get the 64,250. You can get 64,250. Remember, in step 4, I will tell you the tax liability. Sir, as per the government rules and regulations as per Act, you are required to pay 14,76,750, right? Right? Yes. But from these, they are going to provide the marginal relief. How much marginal relief they are going to provide also, we calculated 64,250. Sir, you are eligible for marginal relief. That's why we are giving these reduction of your tax liability. Then ultimately you will get step 2 answer. 14,12,500. So now last step in the tax computation, we are ready to add the health and education says that is an 56,500. Totally 14 lakh 69,000. Sir, if you calculated directly without a marginal relief, you got how much amount ma? 15,35,820. It is wrong because he is eligible to get the marginal relief concept. After claiming the marginal relief, if you paid 14,69,000 is enough. But in question, how we can identify whether we are getting for marginal relief or not ma? If question containing the total income more than basic limits for surcharge 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, don't think about it. Solve the problem by using these steps. Then you will get an marginal relief. Sir, how we can decide whether we are getting the marginal relief ma? In step 3. So step 1 is nothing but department expectation. Step 2 is my capability. If they are asking more than my capability, so then you will get an marginal relief. Sir, in question, sir, they are given 55 lakh total income, sir. You saying that shortcut as an 1 lakh additionally or 2 lakh additionally or 3 lakh additionally more than the basic limit. But question given as an 55 lakh total income, sir. What I need to do? Follow the steps only. Yes, in step 3 you can decide whether you are eligible for marginal relief or not. If marginal relief is not there, place 0 and please reduce here also what ma 0. You will get normal answer. Oh, I will give you that question also. Yes, are you clear up to now? Why we are getting the marginal relief ma? Because of surcharge. Now I have one more question. Marginal relief only for resident individual? All persons who suffered because of surcharge rates incrementals. Now up to 50 lakh there is no surcharge. More than 50 lakh just we end 1 lakh only, but now we are paying 10% surcharge. So that's why surcharge rates are increasing. Yes, because of that SSCs are suffered due to removal of that sufferings only. We created which concept? Marginal relief. Example I will tell you, I think in 2012 they are introduced this surcharge concept in that income tax example. At the same time they are introduced that what marginal relief concept also. Because at the time of surcharge creation itself we haven't thought of what burden. So that's why immediately they are inserted the marginal relief concept also into the act. Clear all of you? Now I will give you one more question please try to solve. Okay, please try to solve. Example number. Okay, here we are not given anything. Okay, we can give one. Example 1. Okay, please take example 2. Mr. B is 34 years. Yes, 34 years, having total income rupees 2 crores 20 lakh. How much 2 crores 20 lakh for previous year 25-26. Previous year 25-26. Now please compute tax liability. Please compute tax liability for assessment year 26-27. And here also I am given the tax rates. Assume Mr. B exercised the option given under section 115 BAC subsection 6 means he is following which regime? Old or normal tax rates. Yes, normal tax rates. Shall we do? Yes. Sir, being an solution. Normally you haven't many doubts, sir, whether we have to follow the marginal relief or not. I will tell you both alternatives also. Alternative 1, if you follow the alternative 1, here I know I am not at all getting any marginal relief. Why? How I know? Sir, basic limit for surcharge for individual. Basic limit for surcharge for individual. 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. Here SSE is following normal rates. More than basic limits, 2 crores. How much income we earn, ma? 20 lakh. So that's why here there is no burden for the SSE also because of surcharge rates. But I have a doubt, sir. So that's why we can go with the two alternatives, ma. First alternative, tax liability we can calculate by using marginal relief related steps. Already we know how many steps, ma? 4 or 5? 4. First one, yes, one by one we can calculate. So particulars. So here, okay, computation of tax liability of whom? Computation of tax liability of Mr. Mr. B for assessment year 26, 27. Yes, sir. Basic steps, particulars. Basic declaration we have to do particulars, and next one, amount. Particulars and amount. Step 1, please tell me, tax on total income including surcharge. Am I right? Including SC. SC means what, here? Surcharge. Okay. So that means now we are required to calculate tax on 2 crores 20 lakhs. Right? Oh, please calculate here. Because in the previous question we have an previous workings, that's why we solved easily. But now you have to calculate here itself, ma. So 0 to 2,50,000. How much, ma? Nil. This is an basic exemption limit. 0 to 2.5 lakh, nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. How much? 12,500. Next, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. How much, ma? So this is an 5%. This is an 20%. How much, ma? 1 lakh. Yes, above 10 lakh. Calculate and tell me, ma. 2 crore 10 lakh, right? 2 crore 10 lakh is there, above 10 lakh. On that 30%, how much? 63 lakh. Please calculate income tax liability, 64 lakh 12,500. So now we can add the surcharge, more than 2 crores. So that's why surcharge is nothing but at the rate of 25%. More than 50 lakhs to 1 crore, 10%. 1 to 2, 15. Above to 25. Yes, please calculate 25% on 64 lakh 12,500. Remember, surcharge rates always will be applied on income tax liability. Please apply and tell me. 16 lakh 3,125. Okay, after this we are getting 80 lakh 15,625. So this is only whose expectation, ma? Government expectation. How much? 80 lakh 15,625. No need to write it down, it as a government expectation, ma. In previous questions, we written only for our understanding purpose. No need to write it down in an exam. How much amount of tax government wants from you? 18 lakh 15,625. Can I calculate the, yes, ma? Step 2, ra? Copy da. Step 2. Tax on basic limits, including surcharge. Including surcharge. Including surcharge. Plus, we have to add the what, ma? Extra income over basic limits. extra income over what ma? Basic limits. So that means now we are required to calculate tax on basic limit. Means in this question, what is a basic limit ma? 2 crore. So please calculate tax on 2 crore. Yes, for this we have to add excess income how much ma? 20 lakh. Right? Yes. Shall we calculate ra? Yes. How much amount ma? 0 to 2.5 lakh nil. 0 to 2.5 lakh how much ma? Nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, there is an 5%, that is an 12,500. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%, yes, that is an 1 lakh. More than or above 10 lakh, how much amount we have an above 10 lakh ma? 190 lakh. On that 30%, yes, you will get an 57 lakh. If you adding these three, you will get an income tax liability 58 lakh, 57 lakh. Yes, total how much ma? 58 lakh ma? 12,500. Now here also we have to add surcharge. Why? Surcharge rates we have to know. Yes ma? Surcharge rates we have to know. Yes, exactly 2 crores. That's why surcharge rate is 15. More than 2 crores, 25. Exactly 2 crores means 15. So that's why 8 lakh 71,000 71,875. Right ra? So now how much amount do you have in ma? 66 lakh 84,375. Ka? Rasna? Okay. Now this is an amount we are directly substitute, or we have to add 20 lakh. We have to add 20 lakh. After adding 20 lakh, yes, what is that amount ma? 86 lakh 86 lakh 84,375. Sir, they are expecting from you just 80 lakh change only. You have an capability of how much ma? 86. No marginal relief. Step 1 is more than step 2, you will get marginal relief. Here, step 1 is less than step 2. Yes, what is the step 3 ma? Marginal relief. When we can get the marginal relief ma? So marginal means small amount or huge amount? Small amount of relief. Yes, step 1 is more than step 2 you will get. Here step 1 is less than step 2. So that's why marginal relief is 0. Step 4, tax liability. Yes, sir. Whatever that amount involving in the step 1 only, they are expecting as an tax liability. Ma. This is only correct. Minus MR. Yes, sir. MR means what? Ma? Marginal relief 0. Yes, 80 lakh 15,625 you will get ma. For this, you can add the last step in the tax computation as an health and education says how much ma? 3 lakh 20,625. Total 83 lakh 36,250. Sir, alternative 2. I know already there is no marginal relief. Yes, you can calculate directly. Alternative 2. Yes, sir. Alternative 2. Simply computation of tax liability. Computation of what ma? Tax liability. of Mr. Bina B for assessment year 26-27. Sir, means normally we are calculating particulars amount. Yes sir, particulars are computation, last column amount. Yes amount. So means directly you can apply the slab rates. So you haven't doubt of getting the marginal relief. That's why we solved and we got answer. So directly here, I know already there is no marginal relief concept for this SSC. So that's why I'm calculating directly. So 0 to 2.5 lakh. Computation, is there anything No. Nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. 2,50,000 into 5% we have to apply 12,500. Yes, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Yes, differential slab rate, differential amount 5 lakh. On that 20%, how much you will get 1 lakh. You know these are all the basic calculation, but I'm giving the clarity to you. Anyway also okay, but if there is no marginal relief. Yes sir, next one above 10 lakh, how much? Exactly 2 crore 10 lakh. 2 crore 10 lakh into, yes 30%. 63 lakh, right? How much amount 64 lakh 12,500. Plus you have to add surcharge. So more than 2 crores is there at the rate of 25%. Please let me know how much 16 lakh 3,000. Yes, how much amount 80 15,625. Plus for this we have to add H and EC. How much amount? 4%. So 4% means 3,20,625, and you have to add it down and tell me 83, 36, 83, 36, 250. Sir, either way we are getting the same only. But if you have an idea about whether there is a marginal relief or not, yes, you can follow the method. But in the last question, we know definitely there is a burden. That's why they are providing marginal relief. You are solving the yes tax liability by using the steps in the last question. But here we decided there is no concept of marginal relief for Mr. B. But for showing purpose only, yes, proof only, we are showing yes either method, either alternative 1 or alternative 2, you will get an same answer. Last question on marginal relief, not for today. Okay. Shall we? Example number? Example number 3. Compute tax liability of X Limited. Compute tax liability of X Limited. Yes, ma'am. Compute tax liability of X Limited. It is a domestic company. It is a domestic company. S having total income of please tell me rupees 1 crore 1 lakh. How to write 1 crore 1 lakh? You know, Raha? 1 crore 1 lakh. Clear? Assume that the SSC not opted for provisions of section 115 BAA or BAB. Means they are following what ma? Normal. Okay. Note point. Domestic company tax rates, yes sir, is depending upon the previous year 23-24 turnover does not exceed 400 crores, 25%, otherwise 30%. So now for this purpose also I am given the gross receipts of X Limited, for previous year 23-24 is rupees 402 crores. Then what is the rates are applicable? 30%. Sir, here by way of observing the total income, you have to decide that company is eligible to get marginal relief. Basic limits for domestic company is what ma? 1 crore, 10 crore. More than 1 crore, just they earning the 1 lakh. So that's why they can get marginal relief and prove that by using the step-wise tax liability computation. First step, tax on total income including surcharge. That means in step 1 we have to calculate tax on total income 1 crore 1 lakh including surcharge rate of how much amount? 7%. Step 2, tax on basic limit, how much? 1 crore including surcharge and excess income over the basic limit. How much excess income is there? 1 lakh. Step 3, step 1 is more than step 2. Here we can get marginal relief. Difference between step 1 and step 2 only marginal relief. Step 4, yes, you can pay the tax liability after removing the marginal relief, and you have to add last step, health and education. Please try to solve on your own. This is very easy. Why? No need to calculate the slab rates related tax liability, flat rate, directly 30%. Easily you can calculate. Sir, can I do the problem under both the alternatives, direct tax liability computation, tax liability under marginal relief? No. Here directly we decided that X Limited eligible for marginal relief. That's why please go with the stepwise. Solution. Computation of tax liability. Computation of tax liability of X Limited for assessment year 26-27. Don't wait for my calculations. Please go ahead. And tell me what is the tax liability after getting the marginal relief. Particulars and amount. Particulars and what ma? Amount. Step 1. Tax on total income including what ma? Surcharge. Tax on total income including surcharge. So that means here we have to calculate tax on 1 crore 1 lakh, right? Yes. How to calculate it? Simply 1 crore 1 lakh into is 30%. Yes, for this we have to add surcharge how much ma? 7%. So that resulting into 32,42,100. Step 2. Tax on basic limits for surcharge. Tax on basic limits for surcharge plus excess income over tax on basic limits including what ma? Surcharge. Including surcharge. Next, excess income over basic limits. Excess income over what ma? Basic limits. Yes. What is a tax on 1 crore ma? Sir, no need to add surcharge here because basic limits is 1 crore exceeds, but here 1 crore only, that's why no need to add surcharge. Plus excess income how much ma? 1 lakh. Simply 1 crore into 30%. 1 crore into 30%. Yes, directly we can add this 1 lakh to that and tell me how much amount ma? 31 lakh. Yes, you have an capability to pay 31 only, but yes, how much amount they are demanding ma? 32. So that's why step 3, SSE can get the marginal relief. Yes, what is that marginal relief ma? Yes, if step 1 is more than step 2, yes, difference between these two steps only, marginal relief. How much ma? 1,42,100. Correct? Step 4. Tax liability. Yes ma? Tax liability. How much amount of tax liability? How much amount of tax liability we have ma here? First step amount 32 lakh 42,000. 32 lakh 42,100 minus MR, marginal relief. How much ma? Marginal relief. How much? 1,42,100. As usual, you will get the 1,42,100. As usual, you can get the amount in step 1. How much? Sorry, amount in step 2. How much? 31 lakh. For this, we have to add health and education cess. How much amount ma? At the rate of 4%. Ma? 1,24,000. Total 32,24,000. Super. Done. Okay. Next, one more question I will give you. Okay. I will tell you how to solve that question. Okay. You have to Do that question as an homework. Shall we start? Example number 4. And one more thing I want to say, this is exactly not your CMA final syllabus. In study material, directly they started with the CMA final content, but these are all we know in our intermediate level itself. Whether we know or we don't know, that is a different issue. Right? Sir, how you framed this chapter, sir? Yes, sir. First batch, I don't know whether I need to teach which these are the basic concepts or etc. Okay, after completion of 1 and 2 batches, okay, further chapters discussion is very difficult without knowing these basic concepts. Right? If I am starting the directly assessment procedures or international taxation, yes, you can understood. But in every section or every topic, basic concept stuff is there. Maximum marginal tax rate or average tax rate, surcharge, rebate. So again, I want to tell you the total things in between the chapter is an extremely difficult. So that's why wherever we have an basic stuff, we classified as an one chapter. That is only basic concepts. Examination point of view, yes, 5 marks directly you will get any MCQ, 2 MCQs, or directly they can give 4-mark question also. Okay. Example number 4. Example 4. Compute tax liability. Sir, in every question they are asking tax liability only, but they don't want to say compute tax liability as per marginal relief, etc. If they are given easily, you can do. They will say total income and tax liability. In that, you have to think about whether this fellow is getting the marginal relief or not. Compute tax liability of Mr. C, aged 65 years. Take that rate thoroughly. 65 years. Okay, please calculate tax liability of Mr. C. What is at my age? 65 years. In most beneficial manner, please calculate. What ma? In most beneficial manner, you are required to calculate. In most beneficial manner. He having total income. He having total income of rupees 5 crore 1 lakh for assessment year 26-27. Try on your own now. Now only. Why ma? What is you are asking? You are asking about resume. They are asking in most beneficial manner, akka. Try ra. On rough paper. Okay, in class notes, if you write and also no problem. Ra. కాదు డన్నా. Okay, please check, Ra. Please check. Okay, I will tell you. Please check. How to do this question also I will tell you. In your home, yes, you can solve, Ra. Okay. Here, SSC is how many years, ma? 65 years. So now they are asking most beneficial manner means you have to compute the tax liability under default tax regime first, then under section 115 BAC you have to compute tax liability. You have to compute tax liability under both the regimes, ma. First regime is 115 BAC. Why 115 BAC? That is only default one akka. Okay. Next one, ma. Optional. Optional means optional or old as well as what, ma? Normal. Under 115 BAC, please calculate tax liability. Under 115 BAC, 50 lakh is a basic limit for surcharge. 1 CR, 2 CR only basic limits. Under 115 BAC, 5 crore is not a basic limit for surcharge. So that's why no need to apply marginal relief concept in 115 BAC. What are the basic limits for surcharge, ma? 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore. But in the question, total income is 5 crore, 1 lakh. So that's why that is not a basic limit under 115 BAC. We are required to calculate tax liability directly, no marginal relief. But under optional tax rate, what are the basic limit, ma? 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. Now 5 crore is a basic limit for surcharge under under optional tax rates. So that's why here you are required to compute tax liability by using marginal relief. Yes, sir. Here, how to calculate tax liability under 115 BSc? Directly, we need to compute. Directly, we need to compute tax liability. Here, there is no marginal relief. How you know? Because 5 crore is not a basic limit. Here, ma, we need to compute tax liability with what, ma? Tax liability with marginal relief. Are you understood, Ra? So students are calculating by using both the cases they are calculating the marginal relief, Ra. You can't get the marginal relief under 115 BAC. Reason, can you tell me? Reason, rupees 5 crore is not a basic limit for surcharge under section 115 BAC. Are you understood? Now you can calculate tax liability. Sir, whichever is higher we can select or whichever is lower we can select, ma. Whichever is lower. If tax liability is low, that is only beneficial for the SSC. Clear? Okay, you can do this question in your home. First, you have to give the heading tax liability of an Mr. Uma C is 65 years under default tax regime. Easily you can calculate 0 to 4 lakh, 4 to 8 lakh, 8 to 12 lakh, 12 to 16 lakh, 16 to 20, 20 to 24, more than 24, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, and we have to add what is the surcharge ma? 25%, because more than 2 crores always 25%, and add health and education says 4%, you will get one answer. And next you have to compute the tax liability under normal tax rates or optional tax rate. Here you have to follow the steps for computation of tax liability. Here you decided, here we can get what marginal relief. Why? Under old regime, basic limit for surcharge is 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, you can calculate, you will get tax liability. At last, you have to write conclusion. That is very important. At last, we have to write what conclusion. So, in this option, or in this regime, we have a low tax liability. That's why it is only the most beneficial for the SSC you have to write. Clear? Yes. So, tomorrow we can continue. And mostly tomorrow we can conclude this chapter. 2 hours if we taken continuously, this chapter will be over. Second chapter, any guess? Return of income only. But all the faculties will say assessment procedures at the end. But I will say assessment procedures at the time of starting of the syllabus itself. After completion of assessment procedures only, we are going to deal the other topics. Are you clear? Yes. The reason for understanding the international taxation, the basic concepts and assessment procedures are mandatory. Easily I can convince you, but if you know the reason, you can understood very well. So that's why first assessment procedures I will do. Then after international taxation and other topics. Tomorrow, return of income chapter. That means if basic concepts are over, then we can start return of income. Yeah, you can take a break. You can do now, and final answer I will tell you tomorrow.